Hello, friends. I am back. I have a second video. This is now the second movement of Mahler's Fifth Symphony. Um, it's like 10:40, so I hope I get the video done tonight. I might need to free up some space because I have 56 minutes worth of video time on my phone, and I'm using more than that for this. Probably. The second movement might be done in 56 minutes, but I'm going to need to figure out a way to free up some storage space on my phone. Yeah. Anyways, if you somehow are a stranger on the internet and you don't know me, my name is Tyler. I play the trumpet. I have one. Ow. Oh God, it's okay. Yeah, don't tell Dennis. I have my trumpet. This is a C trumpet here. I have one right here. Buttons. Yeah. Um, so something that I forgot to mention in the first episode that is kind of important when you're dissecting the works of Mahler, uh, is Mahler had an extremely depressing upbringing. Like, okay. First of all, Mahler was born Jewish, um, and spoke German. He was born in Austria, I think. A small little town in Austria. I don't remember what it's called. But I believe it was not a predominantly German-speaking area. So he kind of had the two minorities going for him, with being Jewish and also not speaking the language that most of the other people in the area spoke. Yeah. Overall, he was pretty fine. His dad owned a bar, because that was like one of the only things that Jewish people were allowed to do, because yay, historical anti-Semitism. So fun. Yeah. Anyways, the more depressing thing that happened to Mahler. So Mahler, obviously born late 19th century. It's the time when you have a lot of kids, and that was also before the time when most of them survived. So 6 of Mahler's younger siblings died during infancy, which can be pretty well heard in his music, just being kind of sad. And a lot of his music is like on the topic of death. He converted to Catholicism, potentially converted to Catholicism for the sole point of being able to conduct the Vienna Opera and the Vienna Philharmonic Orchestra. I'm not 100%, I don't think anyone's 100% sure all of the reasons why he converted to Catholicism, but I think being able to conduct the Vienna Philharmonic was part of it. Yeah. Anyways, second movement, what? I got my bam score here. You can't read it because the camera mirrors everything. Love it. What is the second movement? Okay, first movement is titled Trauermarsch, which is funeral march in German. And now, I think I kind of know the translation, but pardon my horrible German pronunciations. The second movement is the longest title of all of the movements in this book, because this book also got 5 and 6. It's got the longest movement name. The first movement of the Sixth Symphony has the second longest, and that one is Allegro Energicio ma non troppo. That is, if you're Italian, do not strangle me for that. I thought that would be better, but the German one is Strömisch Bucht mit größter Vehemens, which is stormily moving with greatest vehemence. Größtes with the greatest vehemence. There's a glossary of German terms in this book. It's because Mahler wrote a lot, so there's 2 full pages of German words that need to be translated. Here we go. Second movement. I think slightly lighter instrumentation than the first movement. Maybe? Not sure. Maybe the exact same, just with slightly different combinations of percussion. Going back to the first episode, 4 flutes, 2 of them on piccolo at some time. Sometimes they're on piccolo, sometimes they're not. 3 oboes, 3 clarinets in C clarinet, yeah. 2 bassoons and contrabassoon. 6 horns. 6. Standard is 4. So there's 2 extra horns. He did write multiple symphonies that had 8 horns. There are 4 trumpets. I believe he has also written symphonies with 6 trumpets. 3 trombones, tuba, assorted percussion, and then obviously the strings are standard. Like, you're never gonna have like a weird combination of your strings. Bam, score. Woo. Here, that's what the title is. I mean, movements in classical music rarely have like actual titles. It's just the tempo marking, basically, is what the title is. So like, I mean, sometimes the title is finale. Like the third movement in this one is just scherzo. The fourth movement is adagietto, which are just like tempo markings. And also the adagietto marking is like super interesting, and I'll talk about that in the fourth movement episode. Yeah. Anyways, now I will see you in like probably 5 seconds when I have the score video up. Bye. Okay then. So I'm back, and I now have score video. Yeah. Here, this is like literally the same thing that I just showed you. Oh, nice. We have some additional instructions at the bottom that I have no idea what they say. That's fun. Yeah. Anyways, I'll the beginning of this is very good. Actually, you know what? I'm going Okay, the beginning of the second movement, conducted by Leonard Bernstein, first of all, is so much better than the recording that I have that is with the score. The score takes it way too slowly, in my opinion. I don't know. Bernstein, or maybe Bernstein takes it fast. I'll play you the beginning of the second movement, the very end of the first movement. And just watch Bernstein's conducting. Like, on the first shot, actually, I need to turn up my volume so you can actually, like, hear that. Like, on that first brass chord, how he just literally jumps. It's so funny. Uh, I love Leonard Bernstein. He was an amazing conductor. He did all of the best. Why am I'm fiddling with a loud thing. He has all the best versions of Mahler, specifically with this orchestra. They're all very good. Uh, sometimes, sometimes not always the best person. He cheated on his wife a lot. Most of the time with men. And also, he smoked so much, so many cigarettes. Anyways, maybe I'll do a video about Bernstein sometime, but I might not actually have enough to talk about Bernstein to do that. Anyways. Okay. Back to the original score. I have that, yeah. Anyways, I'll put this now you can see what the music looks like here. Also, trumpet in F. Gross. That's for horns. The horns are supposed to be in F, not the trumpets. Anyways, here is the beginning. Actually, I want to see what chord that is in the trumpets. So that's E, G, E, G, A sharp, C sharp, or B flat, D flat. Okay, so that is boop. So this is just like an E minor 7. Right? No. What? That's like, because that's an E minor triad, but then that's a C sharp. So this is so an E minor add 6. So we have an E minor add 6, which you need to like take up a fourth. A, so that's an A minor add 6 chord. Which should be A, C, E. And I guess, What notes are you? You're A, D sharp, C, F sharp. D, F, A, C. Okay, so that... This is a D major 7. And that... Right, it's up a 4th to concert pitch. Because it's up a 5th to B flat, but then down 2 to C. Yeah. Wait. Okay, I'm on a transposition chart so I can figure this out. Because it's E, G, A sharp, C sharp. So we have A, F sharp, D sharp, and C. Is that a D? Okay, give me a sec. Is there C natural? Okay. So we're all good. That is D, F sharp, A, C natural. So this chord, this is just a D with the dominant 7 D chord. Okay? Why was that so hard? Help me. Just like, here, you hear how much is going on. Just look at, you have to like pay attention to how well crafted this whole thing is here. Like, if you just look at the strings, got gliss going on there. Like, then you have like these melodies going on, and then you have like up there. Well, this is vaguely going down, and then you have completely opposite movement here, but this one just has like kind of a little jump there. Like, just the complexity of the counterpoint in the beginning of this movement is incredible. I love it. If there's a vague lisp to my speaking, it's because I have my retainer in. And just like pay attention to all of the different things that are happening within the orchestra. Okay, that's the beginning, and now that's the epic. There's like all this counterpoint going on. You got these triplets, you got the blep. You have to do that in horns. the horns have to go. I am so glad that I'm not an orchestral horn player, because it seems like it's such a pain. And then you kind of have this textures being formed in the strings. Actually, the winds seem to be helping out here a bunch too. But like you look in the strings, you have these weird rhythms here, and then you kind of have almost textural sort of things getting going on here. And then just like that this is the very beginning of the melody, and it's such a good melody. And also like that little melody that goes ba da 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 da. I I love that melody so much. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing melody. And like the counterpoint just keeps getting better. Like all of the different layers of the textures and I wish I was like smarter and knew more about this so I could give you a more in-depth explanation of what exactly Mahler is doing. Like, here we go. That's the beginning theme. Ba, 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 ba. You have that. You just have like kind of harmonies there, but that's all going on while bada bada is happening. And then obviously you have all the harmony parts. Oh, just this set of wind runs, first of all, must be so painful to like get in sync. But just sounds so good. Here, this. I don't know if you remember the like Beethoven 5, the bit. First of all, obviously everyone knows the main theme from the first movement of Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. It's called the Fate theme, the ba 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 ba. If you don't know that, I will find you and I will kill you. There's a bit in the first movement where it has some very beautiful use of almost the Fate theme. I don't think it's exactly the same theme, but it's close enough that the parallel can be drawn. It's 11:10, that's why I'm tired. There's so much of this movement left. This bit is where it starts to actually... That theme plays a more important role in the second movement. And here it is. It also is slightly expanded, obviously, to be like 5 notes sometimes and be in 4/4 rather than 2/4. And obviously in the cellos we have that same theme from the first movement. At least I think that theme's in the first movement. Or maybe I've just listened to the second movement too many times and I've forgotten what the first movement sounds like. Very possible. And did you hear that? Like, just the way he transitions, like, takes this theme here and just voop. Like, it's not even like that. It's more like, and then this keeps going on, uh, like, with its own, like, different theme almost. And it's so good. And also, just the way that's orchestrated and how beautifully the clarinet and cellos blend, like that low cello blend, that low clarinet blended so well with the cello. And that's just an example of how, because Mahler was a conductor. He was actually a really famous conductor in his era. Um, which is, how he landed a job in the Vienna Philharmonic Orchestra, conducting as their like main conductor with the Vienna Phil and the Vienna Opera. Which is, Vienna has, since the days of Haydn, up at least somewhat still at that point, was for hundreds of years, Vienna was the music capital of the world. That is where music happened, was Vienna. The Vienna Phil was the most prestigious orchestra for hundreds of years, I would assume. And Mahler landed a gig conducting them. Oh, excuse me. Anyways, Mahler was a conductor. He was very good. He knew exactly what every instrument sounded like. He knew exactly what the musicians could do, and he was incredibly demanding of them, as you have heard from all of the extremely, extremely difficult parts that have been a part of this symphony. Anyways, ongoing. Like, and here's another example of like just because that's all of that, all of this is just repeating those first, like that da 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 from the first two bars, from like the first bars of the movement, like, and that just keeps going down in the winds there, and it's also kind of in the strings, but obviously the strings are doing tremolos because Mahler really loved his string tremolos, and Mahler Mahler loves string tremolos, and I like string tremolos, which is one of the most annoying things if I'm trying to write a piece for concert band. Also like I'm trying to write a piece that would be for orchestra, and I still haven't used any string tremolos in it. But I might eventually. And I might eventually want to arrange that for concert band so I could play it with concert band. But I don't know. Anyways. Ongoing. Back to more of the first theme-ish. Oh, that bass clarinet. I don't know if that was... I think that's like here. Like that bass clarinet is so good. No, that's there. Bam. This bass clarinet. Very, very good. Like, bass clarinets doing weird runs is, like, for some reason, the most satisfying thing ever. Just, like, low bass clarinet doing runs in modern, like, 20th century composition, in, like, 20th century classical music. The orchestration cuts down. We now have just the cellos with an F sharp pedal, B flat pedal point. In the whatchamacallit, the pauken, the timpani. And just like, can't really see it a lot on this page, but one thing you just have to be paying attention for so much when you're trying to actively listen to Mahler, and especially if you have a score out, and like just look for the way that he combines the different recognizable themes and where they are and all of the layering. Like the third movement from his Ninth Symphony, there could probably be an entire semester-long university course on the counterpoint in that specific movement. Because there's just so much. Anyways. This bit. This is the bit where it's just like Mahler was just like, you know what? Remember that funeral march theme, the slow one there? I really like that. Let's go back. And then, oh my goodness, here, how he goes, it does not sound any different. He keeps the same sort of textures and harmonies in the orchestra, but then he adds back in da 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 the like main theme of the movement and the fate theme. And it just doesn't feel like a transition at all. Like, just listen to how well this works. Yummy key change from, what is that, 5 sharps to 4 flats? Oh, and this theme is so good here too, because this is a new one. This is just like little ba 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 da, ba. There's like little, like skippy little not really march. It's just a little skipping around, having a nice day, going for a walk. Okay, so funny story. I went to press. So I was trying to stop the music from playing. So I went to press the pause button, but I pressed the pause button on recording, but I didn't press the pause button on the but I pressed the pause button on the recording, and then instead of pressing the button to like start the recording again, I pressed the button to stop recording. So haha, funny story. That's done now. Um. Anyways, at this point, you kind of stop skipping, and then you join a marathon, and then you get lost, and now you're getting chased by a pack of wolves. Um, so that's some imagery that I kind of just came up with. That's far from what I think Mahler's true intentions with this piece was. But that's what I'm gonna say. So listen, you can kind of hear. You can hear something similar to being chased by a pack of wolves or whatever. Anyways, yeah. Obviously, a lot of key changes because this is Mahler, and Mahler did not often stick to a singular key center. He liked to have more than one. Uh, you know, for funsies. Yeah. Anyways, I think I probably don't have much to say. I've said everything. Just like watch for all of the counterpoint because there's so much that I can't just bring up every specific example because otherwise we would be here for 4 hours. I mean, I would be here for 4 hours. You, Mr. or Mrs. or non-binary viewer persons, um, yeah, inclusivity, um, you, viewer human, um, yeah, you're probably not watching this. I don't think anyone, if you could leave a comment on this video, if you saw the screenshot debacle from my first episode, just leave a comment and let me know if you saw that because that was very silly. I'm probably gonna just let this play and then give you a little summary speech on my with the camera on at the end. Anyways, if I see anything that's cool enough, I'll let it play out. How much is longer is left? Huh? How much is left in this? There are still like 5 minutes left in the movement. And just also you have to watch how he combines the many different melodies that are in here. Like, this score is so complex to look at. Also, Mahler loves putting voices in. There's so many glissandos in the strings in Mahler's symphonies. Love that low brass here. So that was an ad. Yay. Come on, you're... Okay, now I just have to get mad at how slow they're taking that ba 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 bum and like the strings that you can see in like the bottom left there. I have my own physical score. Also, those are some nasty woodwind triplets. Actually, I don't know. If you're a woodwind player and you're watching this, let me know how hard that is. How hard is that? I have no idea. I play trumpet. The flute, oboe, uh, a clarinet. Tell me how hard that is. Please. I have no clue. Why is it dragging? Mm-hmm. Almost at the end. Yeah, almost at the end. Nice, pretty end. This one's more pretty than the previous movement, and it's also... It ends the exact same way. This is just... Oh, spoiler alert. It ends the exact same way as the first movement, with low pits. Actually, technically the last note is a pianissimo, A on the timpani. Anyways, here, I'll go back and show you the end at full volume. That is the end of the second movement, and that is now almost the end of the second episode of my Mahler 5 series, where I rant for an unspecified amount of time. I forgot to introduce what the name of the series was. Whatever, it'll be in the title. Anyways. Hello! Yeah. So I can show you more up close. Bam. Pianissimo and the snare drum. That's a timpani, not a snare drum. With this. It's the same sort of like quiet low end this movement has. Yeah. Anyways, that was fun to film. It's 11:35. What do I have to say? The second movement is definitely is it even possible for me to rank the movements of this symphony? I mean, obviously one's my favorite, but like coming with a second favorite, I could say like probably third movement would just... I love all the movements, but I think third movement's just my least favorite because it's kind of long, and I just like all the other movements better. Like that you just heard is amazing. The Adagietto, the fourth movement, I like for completely different reasons. It's just very... Pretty is the wrong word. Very emotionally dense music. And then the rondo finale. How are you not gonna like the last movement of a symphony? The last movement's always the fun one. Anyways, I hope you have a pleasant day, evening, night, 2 in the morning, and doing whatever you're doing at the moment. And I shall see you with another episode at some point. I don't know when. But you'll get to one.